Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Remember to like and subscribe for better workout buddies next time you play. Maybe. Today we're building Sam Wilson, also known as the Falcon, also known as Captain America. This isn't just a reboot of the first episode though. Each of the Captain Americas are totally different. Steve is the idyllic America we want to think we are. Bucky is the real America with a past full of horrors. And Sam is the America we hope to be in the future. Because in the future we want everyone to be birds.
I'm Ant-Man. Ant-Man? What, you haven't heard of me?
So you like cats?
Sam.
What? Dude shows up dressed like a cat. You don't want to know more?
What the hell is that? Everyone's got a gimmick now.
The receipt for your gear?
Bird costume? Come on.
I didn't write it.
Let's start off with our goals for this build. First, it's bird time. We need the wings of freedom, the feathers of the Falcon, and an apparatus to get our very human body off the ground. Next, we need firepower to take advantage of our aerial position. Finally, we'll get a bot buddy to bother baddies with birdie battles. Red Wing. I could have just said we're gonna get Red Wing. But if you don't want a bird keeping you safe, what about a shark? A surf shark. VPN. To be specific, that's a virtual private network, meaning it's going to keep your information safe from hackers, identity thieves, and corporations while you're surfing the web. The only sharks you're going to be seeing are the ones in the Jaws movies, which aren't on American Netflix. But with Surfshark, you can pretend you're in Brazil, where they've been watching all the Jaws movies from the good one to the so bad they are good ones. Surfshark is going to work on all your devices, so no matter where you want to watch Jaws 3, you're going to be safe and secure. I'm talking browsers, tablets, smartphones, gaming consoles, anything you can think of, Surfshark is going to work on. Click the link in the description for 85% off your purchase and 3 free months when you enter offer code TULOC at checkout. It's such a good deal and it helps my channel out, so it's a triple win. Now back to the video. For stats, we're using the standard point array from the player's handbook. Roll for stats if you want, just watch your dexterity and intelligence. Dexterity is number 1. If you want to shoot things from the sky, it's going to have to be a good modifier. Intelligence next. If it was easy to use your wingsuit, they'd have given one to Hawkeye. Wisdom after that. Your eyes have got to be sharp to hit people on the ground, especially if they can shrink for some reason. Follow that up with Constitution. You're a soldier fighting next to gods and monsters. You need to hold your own. Charisma is lower than I'd like. We just need other things more and we'll dump Strength. Another difference between you and Steve is you never got any extra America juice jammed into your veins. Sam is a human, and for once, I actually agree with the people complaining about the humans. Aarakocra would make this much easier. However, it wouldn't be Sam because Sam does not have a beak and technically cannot fly without apparatus. So, be human, grab the sharpshooter feat, and deal insane damage at level 1. Sharpshooter lets you take a -5 penalty to your ranged attack rolls to add 10 to the damage of an attack, but the more falcony part of it is that you can fire from max range without disadvantage, and you can ignore all but full cover. Those last pieces also work with thrown weapons because thrown weapons are ranged weapon attacks, but the first part doesn't because it specifies you have to be using a ranged weapon, which thrown weapons aren't. I'm gonna be honest, the wording on this seems deliberately confusing. I don't understand why the word weapon is part of melee weapon attack and ranged weapon attack if you can make a melee weapon attack that doesn't use a weapon, like a punch, and a ranged weapon attack that doesn't use a ranged weapon, like a thrown weapon, like a light hammer or a dagger. Anyway. Bump your dexterity and your wisdom with your 2 free points. Take animal handling for your skill of choice. Comics Red Wing is an actual bird. We're making MCU Falcon, but hey, we've got the skill, might as well use it. Modify the soldier background for athletics and persuasion instead of intimidation. You're a really nice guy, but you also work out a lot. Even if Steve keeps running circles around you. But again, you hold your own on a team of super soldiers. That's really cool. I love the normal person doing their best characters. We'll kick things off as an artificer. It's the most accurate way to describe how you fly, even if it's not the fastest method of getting flying in D&D. Sam enters the MCU in phase 2. Obviously, everyone's just already level 10. Artificers get 2 skills of their choice. Perception and investigation would be solid options for someone with solid eyes. You get magical tinkering, letting you tinker with tiny non-magical objects and make them do something like puff a little smoke, make a little smell, or leave a static message. It's all things a cell phone could do other than setting up smells. I'm kind of glad we don't live in that world, to be honest. Advertisements would be out of control. Like, can you imagine if your phone made you smell McDonald's french fries 6 times a day? Artificers get spells, but can only cast them with a set of tools. I'd say smith tools would be your tools of the trade. Mending fixes a crack in something or puts two pieces of something back together. It'll be useful for Red Wing later as well. Message lets you whisper something to someone within 120 feet of you for a little radio communication with people on the ground, as long as you don't fly too high and get out of range. For first level spells, Featherfall reduces falling damage for up to 5 falling creatures as a reaction. You're a Paracoopa, and this is the parachute spell. I really hope I said Paratrooper and not Paracoopa, but I'm too afraid to check. Jumping isn't flying, but it is vertical mobility, so grab the jump spell to triple your jump distance for a minute. Funnily enough, Long Strider will work with your flying speed later, as it doesn't restrict itself to actual striding. It just increases the target's movement speed by 10 feet for a minute, so add it to your list. Second level Artificers get infusions, some magical technology that makes you cooler than everyone else. Repeating Shot removes the loading property from a weapon, gives it unlimited ammo, and +1 to attack and damage rolls for some quality pew pew. Sending Stones let you cast the sending spell to another stone. It's basically a set of linked walkie-talkies that have a range of the entire gosh darn plane. That's almost always going to be useful unless Doctor Strange calls you for a mission. That dude does weird stuff. Some infusions that might be useful later, but we can get now, would be Enhanced Defense, which adds 1 to the AC of a shield or a set of armor, go for a shield, and Returning Weapon, which gives a thrown weapon a +1 to attack and damage rolls, and it automatically returns to your hand after you've thrown it. Technically speaking, you can't mechanically throw a shield, but there's nothing mechanically different about holding a light hammer for your thrown weapon and a doffed shield in your hand. If your DM is cool with it, ask for a flavor change. If they're not, just do your impression of Thundercap, it's fine. Again, there wouldn't really be a mechanical difference. You can even just think of it differently in your own head. You can only have 2 of these infusions rocking per day anyway, so just go with the first 2 until you feel like switching your moniker. Third level Artificers can choose a specialty. Battlesmiths are battle ready, making you proficient with all the martial weapons you've already been using, and you can use your intelligence modifier instead of strength or dexterity. But dexterity is honestly still better, since you can't add your intelligence modifier to your AC. It can be useful for your Steel Defender though, which is a medium-sized robo beast with 15 AC, HP equal to 5 times your Artificer level plus your intelligence modifier +2, proficiency with athletics, perception, dexterity saving throws, and constitution saving throws, 40 feet of movement speed, the ability to impose disadvantage on creatures attacking within 5 feet of it as a reaction, a melee attack that deals 1d8 +2 force damage, and the ability to heal creatures 2d8 +2 with an action 3 times per day. It will only dodge with its action unless you use your bonus action to command it. Honestly, you're not really using that for anything else, so it should work out nicely. Your mending spell can heal at 2d6 of its HP, which should keep it in the fight. Technically, it can't fly, but technically, neither can you at this moment. All things in time. Remember, you're not joining until level 10 anyway. Battlesmiths can also learn the shield spell to add 5 to your AC as a reaction. Your wings are pretty good at providing cover. Maybe one day they'll fly. Fourth level Artificers get an ability score improvement. I'm going to say dexterity is more important for you. None of your spells actually use your modifier, and that's a trend we'll be keeping up. This will help your AC and make you better at not missing your sharp shots. Fifth level Battlesmiths get extra attack, letting you make 2 attacks instead of 1 with your action to fire faster or toss the shield twice. And by shield, I mean hammer if your DM is mean. You can also learn Levitate, which is not flying, but it lets you lift a person or object weighing 500 pounds or less and move them 20 feet per round as an action. If they don't want to go up, they can make a Constitution saving throw, but we're really grabbing this for you and Redwing. Redwing more than you even, since it uses your action to move things with Levitate and your bonus action to command Redwing. Use this to have your bird buddy go in first, then bring yourself in after the baddies have unloaded spell slots and lost a little bit of health. 6th level Artificers get Tool Expertise, doubling your proficiency bonus when you use your tools you're proficient with for tool checks, but not for spells, even though you have to use tools for spells. Doesn't matter for you anyway, but it's still frustrating to me. You get 2 more infusions. Repulsion Shield is a shield with an extra +1 to its AC that can knock creatures 15 feet back after they hit you with a melee attack. It starts with 5 charges and recovers 1d4 charges at dawn for some vibranium bouncing. Resistant Armor is a set of armor that's resistant to acid, cold, fire, force, lightning, necrotic, psychic, poison, radiant, or thunder damage. I think a little fireproof flight suit could be useful. You can have 3 infusions going per long rest. Decide if you want to be Captain America, Falcon, or a bit of both. Even though you still can't fly, it's honestly easier to go from Cap to Falcon than to go from Falcon to Cap, if that makes sense. 7th level Artificers get Flash of Genius, letting you add your intelligence modifier to an ability check or saving throw of a creature within 30 feet of you as a reaction, an amount of times per day equal to your intelligence modifier. Sidekicks play support and leaders play support. You sort of bounce back and forth between those, but you're always going to be there to spot a fellow soldier. You can grab another spell at this level. Dark Vision gives a creature the ability to see in the dark for 8 hours, no concentration required in case you need to see with your dumb human eyes at night. 8th level Artificers get an ability score improvement. You can use it to cap off your dexterity modifier for the best shots possible. Well, almost the best shots possible. We'll actually get better shots in a second. 9th level Artificers get Fly. Oh my god, we can finally fly. That took way too long. It's a 3rd level spell, lasts for 10 minutes depending on your concentration. It gives you 60 feet of flying speed. That speed can still be buffed with Longstrider because Longstrider is not concentration if you want to fly a little bit faster. You can also cast it on Redwing to make Redwing fly, though your own flight should be the priority. But Redwing does get better at this level. It can now make an Arcane Jolt, either adding 2d6 force damage to its attacks or healing a creature within 30 feet of it an extra 2d6. You can jolt an amount of times equal to your intelligence modifier. That's sort of what connects you to your little buddy. 10th level Artificers become magical item adepts, letting you attune up to 4 magical items at a time. You also get infusions, and winged boots give you a flying speed equal to your walking speed for 4 hours per day, with a minute of flight at a time. They recharge 2 hours of flying speed for every 12 hours you don't use them, but don't worry, 4 hours is a very long time in D&D. I know these are boots, but maybe you put your boots on your back and the wings are very big on the boots. For the last infusion, a Cloak of Protection gives you +1 to your AC and saving throws while you wear it. Pretty simple defensive buff. Now that you're level 10, you're ready for your MCU introduction, but we need to get a little bit better at soldiering if you're going to be taking the mantle from your buddy Steve. So first level fighters get a fighting style. Archery adds 2 to your attack rolls with ranged weapons, and protection lets you impose disadvantage on an attack against a creature within 5 feet of you when you're wearing a shield. Grab whichever of these you'd like. We'll grab the other one later. You also get Second Wind, letting you heal 1d10 plus your fighter level as a bonus action once per short rest to rally a little bit when you need to. Second level fighters get Action Surge, letting you make 2 actions in 1 turn once per short rest. Considering all you can get done with your actions and bonus actions and Red Wings actions, you'll be able to get a lot done in a round. Third level fighters can choose a martial archetype. Champions will get you a second fighting style later, but they get improved critical now, letting you crit on a 19 or 20. You are already incredibly accurate, but this will make it even better. Fourth level fighters get an ability score improvement. It's weird that we use the Artificer levels to invest in your dexterity because now we're going to use the fighter levels to invest in your intelligence. Feel free to mix up the order on this build at home as always, but if you aren't playing Sam specifically for his flight, starting with fighter would be a perfectly fine idea. 5th level fighters get nothing because you already have extra attack. Whoops. 6th level fighters get another ability score improvement. We can use it to invest in our intelligence modifier again to make Redwing a better birdie buddy. 7th level champions are remarkable athletes, letting you add half your proficiency bonus to strength, dexterity, and constitution skills you're not proficient with, which includes your initiative bonus to get you in the fight a little bit faster. You can also add your strength modifier to a running long jump, but you can fly, so don't worry about that. Also, your strength modifier is bad. Sorry about that. 8th level fighters get our last ability score improvement, but I'd rather grab the Shield Master feat, letting you shove a creature 5 feet as a bonus action after you take the attack action, and you can add the shield's AC bonus to dexterity saving throws, and you can use your reaction to take no damage from a successful dex save. This is even better than it normally is because the repulsion shield has a +3 to that save, and enhanced defense would make it +4, not to mention you already have +5 from the cap dexterity modifier. Vibranium. It's the best. 9th level fighters get Indomitable, letting you re-roll a failed saving throw once per long rest, which could be very useful for concentration saves on things like fly, because that's like, you know, your whole deal. Our capstone is the 10th level of champion, letting you take whatever fighting style you didn't take before. I'm gonna assume you took archery since the shield is sort of a late addition to your repertoire, meaning that this level is for protection. Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how viable this build is. First, flying archers are fun. With a heavy crossbow, your max range is 400 feet, so you can just fly up real high and deal 1d10 plus 16 damage per shot with a +7 modifier to hit. Even if someone manages to catch up to you, you can swap over to your shield to have 27 AC after enhanced studded leather with a repulsion shield and a shield spell. You're also good at extending that to your allies with protection and flash of genius to help keep your party safe. For weaknesses, your strength save is pretty low, meaning you could get pushed around by someone with super strength. You're also limited on spell slots, so Redwing might not be flying all that long if you can't hold your concentration. Finally, your charisma isn't great, meaning that you could have trouble intimidating people. This is one of those builds that took me a while to fill out the cons for. You're a really well-balanced character with movement, damage, defense, heck, you even got a little bit of healing. Just watch out if you run into someone who could pull you back down to earth. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, subscribe for more. We make 2 videos every week. Join the Patreon if you want to vote in the polls and get access to character sheets. We refresh the list every Wednesday. And as always, sub to Tulak and Mango. It's a very good time.